Morning all, long time no speak, hope you're all okay, feeling well. Yeah, gorgeous day where I am. I'm not sure where you are, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'd much prefer to be replacing the hat and the snood for glasses and t-shirt, but yeah, there's worse things in life, isn't there? So yeah, but yeah, I'm out with the dog. So I'm just going to pre-warn you, it might be a bit start-stop, but I want to spend just a few minutes to talk to you about something that I've been trying to learn, develop and grow. It's a term called optimal anxiety. Now, I think often what we tend to do is we tend to demonise anxiety and stress, but it's not all bad. It's definitely not all bad. Now, I mentioned before that stress... It's a natural occurrence, it's a natural hormonal chemical reaction. We develop cortisol, which is the hormone, and that allows us to respond to a certain situation and make choices. So it's not all bad, guys. But I think the term optimal anxiety, what we're trying to do with this one is if I can put it on a spectrum. So if you have too low anxiety, I guess where you're at in terms of a state is you're very complacent. You know, there's nothing wrong with it if you're happy. But if you're sort of sat there thinking, I'm not really going anywhere, I'm not developing, I'm not growing, I'm not hitting my goals, etc., then maybe you just need to evaluate what you're exposing yourself to and how you're trying to develop yourself, putting yourself under that little bit more of anxiety, the unknown. Again, it's not a bad thing. Then I guess the other end of the spectrum is, which is probably more of an occurrence for some, is that you're under too much stress and anxiety. You're taking too much on, that's releasing too much cortisol, and if it carries on over a good length of time, then it starts to become chronic. You get chronic stress. Anxiety brings on all sorts of inflammation and physical illnesses and conditions as well as mental. So that's not in a good place either. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us don't want to be in that state. But I guess the term optimal anxiety is that bit in the middle. Now, it's very unique to us as individuals, and it takes a lot of work trying to balance where you think you need to be to get yourself to the right state where you want to learn, develop and grow. So this is what I've had to work on as well, because it is an art, it's a fine art. And I think the key to it really is making sure that when you are putting yourself under that little bit more of anxiety to learn, try and understand something, that you do have some coping mechanisms in place. For instance, mine are if I'm putting myself under those sort of anxieties, that I've got something else to turn to. Now that might be somebody that I can speak to, a mentor or somebody that is going to help me gain perspective on the scenario or the situation or whatever it is I'm learning, because my views on it, my perspective might be completely different to someone else who's experienced this situation or scenario before. That's always a good coping strategy. Another one is taking yourself away from the situation or scenario to reflect. You know, reflect is absolutely fantastic, something I do every day. And actually that helps me the following day, because I know that I'm probably going to be putting myself under that same stress or anxiety because I want to, I need to, I want to move forward. And so how do I cope better with that? And so reflecting is a good way of doing it, but also it helps me reflect on what I want to do in that instance or after that. So actually, is it going for a walk? Is it going to take a phone call while I'm walking to speak to somebody that might be able to put a better perspective on it? Is it taking part in a physical activity or a social gathering, like going for a coffee with somebody? You know, writing things down, practicing the gratitude, you know, the things you've learned, the things that that you can, you know, move forward with. So gathering your thoughts, there's lots of different things, but I think we've all got to get to a level of optimum anxiety to be able to grow and develop. So I think that's the key thing. It's something that I've had to learn and develop, as I've said, but ultimately, yeah, it's just something that has been very positive for me over the last few weeks. So I'm going to leave that one with you. 5 minutes. I've gone over the 5 minute mark. You've not seen me for a while, so I've allowed for that. But yeah, check it out, guys. Have a go. If you've got any questions or queries, always drop it in the comments or the chat. Only too happy to help. Have a good one, team. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.